Okay. Okay, so good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So today basically we are discussing what is the how you can prepare your project report, right? How to prepare your project report. I told you yesterday it's very important to prepare the proper project report. Okay. So I discussed about how to prepare your project report. Okay. So this is the table of contents of your project report. Okay. The first one is the title page. So I show you title page yesterday. This is the title page. This is the title page. Okay. Where this is the university name. Okay. Then you have your project title you are giving here. Then by your name under the guidance of the counselor name who is guiding you. Okay. So by your name and under the name you are giving your enrollment number, name and enrollment number. Then this one, then you are going for all other things. You have to write as it is. Okay, right? Now after that, you have to write abstract. Abstract is nothing but a one page abstract of the total work what you are doing, writing in a note cell in a maybe in a 300 words, maximum 300 400 words maximum, not to that. So minimum one page you have to write abstract. That is, somebody reads the abstract, they can understand what basically you are doing in your project. So you write the abstract of your project, because you know every book has abstract. If you read the abstract, you know what is there in the book. Likewise, you write abstract, okay, which reflects your total work, what work you are doing. Okay. Then acknowledgement is already given in the top page. So that acknowledgement you have to write. Same thing, only the names and other things have to be changed. The table of contents, the content page. Content page means you have the name and the page number. Okay. That is called as the content page. Okay. Then table of figures. So you have to give the any figures are there, give a tables of figures and give the figures, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 likewise. Okay, right? This is the general things you have to provide at the starting of the thesis or project report. Then you start with the introduction. The introduction again, see, introduction giving chapter 1, then it is the sub. Sub means it is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 likewise. Then if this is again sub, it will 1.3.1, 1.3.2 like. So this way you are giving as a name of the different you can say parts of your project. Okay. So this is under the chapter. So this is like this you are giving. Okay. So it shows that it is under the introduction chapter. Okay. Background of your project, for what purposes you are going to develop a project, this project. So suppose I am developing a you can say library management system. The background is because previously by hand they are writing in the copy, so it may be tear out, it may be rotted by the white ants, maybe it will destroy. So that for longer use and longer storage, I use computerize that. So that is the background of this. So what should be the background of your project? For what purposes you are developing your project? So that is the background. Objective of your project. Why you are developing? Objective means project में क्या है? What is there in the project? That is the objective of project. It may be in a para you can write. Okay. Then the purpose of the project, the scope. Scope means where this is to be used and applicability. So scope, how much scope is there, and where you have to use. Three things have to be there. Okay. Then achievements. Okay. So these achievements you can have, you give, because I told you everything you are giving one by one. These achievements you see is clearly giving here. Okay, achievements. Explain what knowledge you achieved after completing your project. That is your achievement. Suppose you are developing a project. So after developing the project, what basically you are achieving in that project. Then you are giving the organization of report. Summarize the remaining chapter of the project report. Okay, so that is, it is not be there. If you write this one and not writing, that is not that much be used. But it is that after that, what should be the next chapters. Then you have chapter 2. Chapter 2 start with survey of this 2.1. Chapter 2 is 2.1 survey of your technologies. So I can show you this chapter 2 survey of technologies. Survey of technologies means what technology basically you suppose you are using just Reatel, that she is using .NET. So writing about the .NET, what basically .NET, what is there inside of the .NET. So what survey you are doing for the technology which you are using to implement your project, that you have to give in certain pages. Okay, so that is the survey of technologies. So technology, what technology you are using, that you have to write that. So that is the survey of technologies. Okay, okay. So that survey you have to provide here. So this is available some technology which related to your topic of the project. What basically you are using, about that you have to give that. Then chapter 3 is your requirement analysis. I told you yesterday, to develop a project we have a requirement analysis. What requirement are required to do the project, and after the project what analysis you have to do it. Okay, so how to analyze, and requirement analysis is very important. So you have to give the requirement and analysis, both the things. Okay, there you are first defining your problem definition, the requirement specifications. Okay, what requirement you are required for that, that you have to, that means you have to write SRS. Okay, so you have to give the SRS. Okay, so SRS report must be there for each and every project. Okay, okay, so you have to give the SRS for that. So that is your requirement specification. So then I told you the planning and scheduling is very important. You have to plan, how to plan it. Okay, so that means you have to divide the project to as defined modules. So you have to see that which part of the project you have to complete in how many days. So you have to scheduling that, planning that. Again, planning, after planning, you have to scheduling that. So for these two purposes, you have to give two charts. One is called Gantt chart, another is called POR chart. So these two charts you have to give for planning and scheduling. Okay, there you have to define how to schedule your project, demonstrate project, adequate resources available to carry out your project. So that you have to show in Gantt chart and POR chart. Okay. So in the two chart, you have to showing your total planning, where you are doing requirement, where you are doing analysis, where you are doing, and then designing, then implementation, then testing. All this one you are giving as a planning, and that you have to show through your Gantt chart and POR chart. The next you are giving system hardware and software. You are giving system hardware and software. I told you that is nothing but the software and hardware requirement. What the hardware required, that what the speed of the computer, maybe Pentium Pro or something you are using, i3 or i5 you are using, how much hard disk, how much RAM you are using. Then you have to give the software. Software means again that language what you are using, what you are using in front end and what is back end. Back end is the database. Suppose somebody using .NET as front end, back end are using SQL or SQL Server are using at back end. So that you are providing software and hardware requirements. Okay. Then you have to give preliminary product description. Okay. So preliminary product description you have to give, right? So that you have to give then conceptual model. Okay. This was clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The next page is your design. Okay. Chapter 4 is your design. This is very important. How to design your project. How to design. Okay. So how to design your project, that's very important. So for designing, first you have to give the modular design. Modular design means what modules you are using in your project. The modules you have to provide. That is called modular designing, modularization. So modularization means what modules you are using that project and what is the meaning of that module. That you have to give in first. Then you are giving the data design. Okay, so data design maybe giving in through in giving through the any data design. Anybody knows what is the tools are using for data design? Hello, the tools used for data
Yes, sir.
design.
Data design in the sense, like
How the data is flow from your project from the starting to in which module to which module, which module to which module, how data are flowing.
oh,
So
from
first,
controller, sorry, the first one is the UI part, right? .cs. Then
right.
controller and view, model controller view.
No. Suppose you are different modules. Suppose a library management system. So there are different modules are there. So data are moving from which module to which module, which module to which module. How to design that? How
Okay,
to
from logical to conceptual to external.
no? That is called you have different tools to do that. The tools are
Okay.
nothing but your DFD data flow diagram. You have to design a data flow diagram that shows the flows of the data from one module to another module with their entities, right? Okay, again data flow diagram again having different levels, level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, likewise. Okay, then you are showing ER diagram, entity relationship diagram, then class diagram, then schematic diagram. There are different diagrams are there by which the data flow can be shown, how the data is flowed from module to module throughout your program project. Clear? Got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is called data flow design. Then you have procedural design. Procedural design is again having different parts. Basically, in procedural design, you are showing and for each and every module, you are writing a small algorithm that shows that how the particular module has to be work. So that is called procedural designing. Okay. Then user interface designing. User interface design basically is nothing but a pictorial view, because when you run the project, so you are getting the pictorial views. How you can get your projects. That is the user interface. How user can interface with your project. So suppose you are somebody, as you told yesterday, you are having a web page. So in web page, we have the starting page, home page, then some other page. So these are all the pages are called user interface, because by this the user can interface with your project. Clear? That is called user interface design. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah. Then after that, you have to go for security issues. Okay. So for the project, what security you have to find out for your project. Okay. So that security issues you have to write what type of security you have to require for a project to be there. Right. That is called a security uh, issues. That means when somebody, suppose you are having using a web page, so somebody cannot hack and cannot modify your web page. So you have to some security issues. You have to maintain that. What kind of security issues you are providing, that you have to write there. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Then you have test case design. So different test case designs are there, like black box testing, white box testing, like alpha testing, beta testing. Many testing cases are there. So you have to write what kind of test cases you are using, okay, to detect errors and mistakes, right, with a minimum period of time. Okay, test cases means when you test your project. So there are black box. Black box means that is a block wise. That means nothing to be there directly. You are giving input, get output, and when you not get output, that means something is there. So that is a black box. White box means you have to check that in between that any loop or any statement they are wrong the side, you are giving some errors. That's white box. There's some likewise then alpha testing, beta testing, right? Unit testing. There are many testing cases, test cases are there. So you have to write about that. Okay. Then the next chapter is the implementation, the most important portion of implementation. Okay, implementation means you are writing the codes for implementing your project. Okay, so basically in your project report, either you are giving the total code or giving the important codes with a title of that code. Every portion of the, because the code is having different modules, so every module having some name, some title. So that title you have to caption, you have to provide, so that the examiner can understand for this purpose you're writing this code. Okay, so don't forget to provide the code. It's very important because marks are there for code. Okay, because many of the students are not providing the code and that mark becomes 0. Okay, so provide the code so that they can understand what we are doing. Okay, then so that and then that you have to provide that implementation in there, and so there you are giving some code efficiency. So what code efficiency you are using, that efficiency you are using in a project so that your project is more efficient. So that you have to provide in code efficiency. After the code, you are giving the code efficiency. So in code efficiency, you have to basically give it that what sorts of code you are writing in a project so that it is more effective than any other code, or any other code is available for that project already there. So you are doing certain more better writing code, efficient code, so that your project should be more efficient. That is called code efficiency. Okay. Then the testing approach. Now you have to give some data and then get some here. So testing approach, I say. So these are the testing approaches. Okay. Then modification and improvement. Right? Once you finish the testing, you want to feed the box or errors. You need to modify your source code to improve the system. So when you implement the project, now you have to give some data so that you can get an output. If you not get output, where do you have the problem? Where have the mistake? So that you have to try to improve. That is called modification and improvement. Modify your project so that I should get my output correctly. So that is the modification and improvement of that. Okay. And then the next chapter is the test reports. Results means the test report. That is, when a project you are giving some data, you are getting some output. That output is nothing but the test reports. So be sure your project should contain some test report. So what students are giving? Students are giving only user face design. Only user face interface design. They're giving only the pages, not giving any test reports. So what is the mark for test report? That becomes 0. So we are giving as user interface design all the pages you are giving. If a web page is there, then when web page you give some data, you get some output. That is nothing but the test reports. Okay, so that should be there. Then the next, after that, you have to giving the conclusion. What is the conclusion? How you conclude your project? What is the conclusion you are giving? The ending of this project. Then what is the limitation of project? That means what is the drawback of your project? Is there any drawback so that you can improve in future? So that is the limitations of that. Then you are writing future scope of the project. Is there any scope for improving your project for in future? So that is called future scope of the project. Then we are giving some references, right? References means the references you use from the internet or some journals from where you can get some data for developing your project, that is called references. Then glosses, you are using appendix. Appendix, if you are using some appendix, that appendix means the appendix you are deviations. That is not be always it is optional. We are having this, we are giving that, otherwise no appendix. Then unnecessary, you are having some data annexure is there, giving that, otherwise no annexure is there. This much clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you are writing each and every portion of the project. Now question is how to get the contents. Okay, so to get the contents of that one, you have to go for the literature survey. Literature survey means you are seeing different papers available in the net and find out the data from there, what basically you have to input in your project. Right? This is very important. But mind things, you are not directly copy this one and paste it. You read it, then write in your own language. Okay, same thing, meaning is same, but write in your own language. That is very important. Okay, so that is to be there.
So can you please repeat what exactly this is?
So suppose you are writing SRS, system specifications, right? So suppose you don't know how to write specifications. So you search the net, find out somewhere that this is a system specification. So you understand that and write that specification for your project in your own language. Clear? Right?
Yeah,
You are not like you are copy and paste here. Clear? Got it?
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, that is called what? Because that's why you are having the literature survey. You're surveying the literatures from the net, different papers or different subjects. You are find out something from for your project, and that you have to understand and write it here. But I told you each and every chapter should be present in your project. No chapter should be missed. Okay, and the sub content of the chapters also be there, and each chapter should have the contents. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is the explanation. Everybody has this material with you?
No, sir.
This material you doesn't have. IGNOU is not providing with this material.
Sir, we can download it from the website, sir.
From the net, because this is important when you're writing the project report, right? So it is giving all the explanation. Very knowledge and explanatory. It will explain all this part of the chapter, each and every portion, part of the this chapter. It will explain, so you can understand what basically you want to write in that particular chapter. Clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
So figure is like that. You are giving some figures, so you are giving that figure 1, the name of the figure. Table, you are giving table 1, name of the table, and give the table. So in the after the content page, we are giving table of contents. So that is figure, page number, figure 1, page number, figure 2, the name of the figure, this one, like table 1, table 2, likewise. Okay. So this is how you are writing your references. Okay, reference is very important. So you have to write the reference in this way. Suppose journal paper, name of the authors, year of publication, title of the project paper, name of the journal, volume number, issue number. Issue number is optional, either writing or not. Then page numbers. So this way, conference paper like this. Book, agar you refer a book like this. Web page like this. Okay, so everything given here. So if you have this one, you can better get this one, what to write in this one. Okay, because assessment is depending upon the guideline. Okay. This is see the objective you are writing. So that is the objective. How write the objectives of your project. Okay. So this is how you're writing the objectives. So these questions you answer, it can give you the objectives. So these are the pages: analysis, design, coding, testing. Okay. See, this is the Gantt chart. I told you na pot and Gantt chart. This is the Gantt chart. So week 1, what I'm doing, week 2 task, week 2, what I'm doing, week 3, what I'm doing. So here I'm doing analysis, I'm doing design, testing. So in analysis, what basically doing in this? So because analysis having some sub part. So this is called Gantt chart. I'm giving some time period for completing my job, right? That is called Gantt chart. And this is called pot chart. So requirement gathering, how much time you are taking, for designing, how much actual time you are taking, for test cases, how much time you are taking. So these actual cases, how much time you are giving for this one. So accordingly, you have to go for that. So that is called pot and Gantt chart. And I told you this SRS, software requirement specification, is very important for this. So you have to write that. So everything is given here. Step by step you are going. You can find out all the things here it said. Okay. So this is the DFDs. Okay. This is the 0 level DFD. Okay. So likewise you have to design some DFD. If you require some structure chart, you can give the structure chart. It depends upon your project, because I don't know what project we are developing. So depending on that, you have to give that. This is called actually user interface design. This is called a user interface design. By this, I can interface your project. So that is called user interface design. But test report is after giving the input, what the output are getting, that is called test reports. So people are giving test report as user interface design. Getting now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What next thing do you want to discuss? So this is very important. That's what I'm saying. You download it. You keep it with you when you write your projects. Okay, so that your project should be perfect. Okay, so nobody tries to cut a single mark from your project. Okay, then Viva you know how much you understand. You can give the answer because Viva is over the project. So once you develop the project, you know everything. You can answer this one so that I get more mark in the project. Right? What other things you want to discuss?
Sir, I have a question. After we have decided our topic for that project, whom should we contact as a guidance or mentor?
See, many teachers taught you, right? One thing, counselor is nothing that only you have to take in from the IGNOU, right? You can have somebody who is having some BTech or MTech or PhD. You can take that one also, and should be a teacher in some engineering colleges, right? That is not a problem for that. Clear, right? So whom you assure that he can guide you, and he can every step he can guide you, right? So take that type of persons. Okay, not for only signing that. Clear? So
Yes,
nobody is saying that only the counselor can be your guide. You can take others also. Clear?
yes, sir.
Any other question?
Nothing from my side.
Yeah. Aman, do you have any question?
Sir, can we use Microsoft Access to design a database, sir?
Microsoft Access your but front end should not be VB, Visual Basic.
Okay.
Access you can use as a backend, but VB should not be used as a front end. This combination should not be accepted. VB with Access. Any other language you are using, Access as a background, backend, it is acceptable. But Visual Basic with Access is not acceptable.
Okay.
Any other things?
Sir, project reports are how much pages we should make it, sir?
There is no limitation.
Okay.
It depends upon your project.
Okay, sir.
But minimum it should be minimum. If you say minimum it may be 100 pages. Because it must be, because if you are adding the coding, it may be 100 pages. Na?
Yes,
When
sir.
you add the code, it comes around 100 pages, right? Because starting
Yes,
and
sir.
all the things, when you are putting one by one, it becomes 100 pages.
Okay.
Any other? Sundaram, do you have any question?
Mohan, sir.
No, Sundaram doesn't have any question. So, I think you are learn about how to what is the basic of a project, what is the necessity of a project, right? Okay, and how to
Yes.
develop the project, okay, and how to write the project and what are the different steps you have to follow. And again, I told you, all of you, so better all you three, that you have to follow. Again, I tell you, because I am sorry to why I'm saying again and again, because I told many students, but few students are obey my instruction. So follow the project guideline, which guideline I discussed today, that should be followed when you're writing the project report. Because I told you project report is 70% mark, 20% for your Viva. So that cannot be helps you to get good marks. For you, if the project report is perfect, then you can get very good mark. Because if project report is more than 80%, naturally Viva you can give better answer, you can get more than 80%. So total is more than 80%. Clear? And second thing,
Yes.
you have to pass both the way. It is individually, it is not combinedly. You have to get minimum 50% in a project report and 50% by generally you pass, otherwise you not pass. Just like that, मैं report अच्छा लिख दिया और मेरा भाईवा खराब हो गया, मैं पास हो जाऊंगा, ये नहीं है. That is not possible. So both individually getting 50% mark. So that's what I'm saying. When implementing, you have a knowledge, you can answer properly in the Viva, and your the report guideline is there. Follow the guideline so that the project report should be good. Clear?
Sir, I have a concern. As you told, we have any kind of mentor we want, but can we have your number, because we are not sure. Like if we get another mentor, they are acquainted with the pattern or the rules we need to follow. So for that, after we decided our topic, we will get back to you in that case. You
Okay,
are
no
the
problem.
shortest thing.
If you want to write my number. It's 94376.
Sir, can you share it, sir, in the chat box, sir?
Yeah. It is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I told you it is not a problem. Okay. So you can discuss. See, you take anybody as a guide. I don't mind. But anytime you want my help, I can help you. You make a call, discuss with me. I can help you. No problem for that. Clear? It's not like that.
Yes,
I
sir.
cannot help you. Every time I am there, I am happy to help you. Anytime you want my help, make a call. I can help you in a step by step. Clear? See,
Yes, sir.
Sundaram, Java, actually, I'm saying I have not touched because as for coding, theoretical I can give you, but as for coding is there. Java, I'm not, I'm living minimum 10 years. Okay. So direct coding with you, I cannot do it, but I can give you the, help you how to do that. Okay, but directly I cannot do the, because you understand this one, because basically in a research we are writing in MATLAB and others where the codings are less. Okay, and currently I'm not teaching Java, so I'm not having touch, so directly writing the code for that takes some time for me, but otherwise I can help you for in, if you had some doubts, I can help you in that way. Clear? Any other things?
So can we use MATLAB, sir?
See, MATLAB is you for learning MATLAB is minimum takes 6 months, right? And the project thesis your MATLAB your project are doing now is much more difficult to understand in this stage. I'm not saying, but 6 semesters you can do it. But in this stage, because that I'm getting 6 months, in between you can learn and you can do a very good project for an neural network or something you can implement. So you can get very good job, very good project. And that project should be,
So,
yeah,
sir, I have gone through soft computing course, sir. I know MATLAB very well, sir. So,
that's what I'm saying. You have subcomputing, then very good. You can have many projects with you. You use MATLAB. If you learn MATLAB quickly, you can use and you can do it. No problem.
yes.
I appreciate that. Then it will be very
So
good.
regarding this, sir, some problems are solved using this genetic algorithms. Some
Yeah, yeah,
algorithms are there, sir.
yeah. So for that, basically you first know what is genetic algorithm, right? Then small programs you're writing MATLAB. Then you try to learn that how MATLAB is using to writing the genetic programming. Then you find a problem from the internet, from some paper, then try to implement that. It is also possible, right? So, but I'm saying currently if you are doing is okay, but mind is Aman, in 6 semester you must do it. If you have a knowledge of that, I'm eager to see that in 6 semester minimum you do that project, because what the students are doing, I'm saying 99.9% project of the MCA student in 6 semester are bogus. Nobody accepting. I told them in their face, not now, because I told you now, for last 20 years I am the examiner for MCA projects, and I really hard because 99.9% students are doing the project which is bogus. Nobody accepting. It's not a project for, because what the students, school students are doing, they are doing that. So if you're doing that project for a genetic programming or neural network or machine learning by using MATLAB, I think you are getting a best project, and everywhere can show that I'm doing MC and my project is this one, and that very, you are having more chances to get a job, because you know the output of your 3 years of study is nothing but a project, because they don't ask you what the subject you are reading, ask you what project you are doing. Because that project reflects basically what knowledge you are getting from MC. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now if you are doing, I'm happy, but I'm saying that in 6 semester you must do it, because you have another 2 years, 1.5 years, you will learn in between that and finally do a project. right? Much more time with you.
Okay, sir.
Do a project and submit that one. Back at that time, individual, do a project and submit that one. Because I find,
Okay, sir.
one person I find, the last time find a student who doing a project is very good project by electronics and sensors they are using. Your MCS students is working in NIT Raulkela. Very good project. I'm not saying he's taking from someone because the explanation he is giving now is extraordinary. And he's getting 90% up because I am giving the highest mark in my life to him. Right?
Okay.
Okay, if that is correct, then we'll conclude this session. Okay. Shreya, are you having any question to ask?
No, sir.
Okay. Sundaram also, I think so. So, are you able to find out something from these 2 days?
Yes, sir, of course.
Yes, sir. We learned a basic overview of how to make the project, sir, like a general overview, and we have to go in detail, sir, read each and everything.
And
Then it will be so much.
when you are in 6th semester, right? Maybe in 5th semester, I'm taking your classes. It is there offline. So in 6th semester, I'm happy if anybody can take the help, not as a guide, take the help for any project, how to write the project, and because that project writing is somewhat different, so I can help you to guide how to write the project report. Okay, anytime you can have a call to me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So good night, all of you.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Okay.